Mark, Bare Naked Willie, how are you, my friend?
Hey, it's the conversation of logos, Dave. Lean forward again.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Listen, I still got my sticker on mine. Checking out the new swag we just got for the International Builder Show coming up. What do you think? You
Oh
like it?
man, I tell you what, that hat's going to be a hot ticket. I think I think I need Greg Ugaldi and Dave Cooper and Jennifer to sign one so I can put it on the mantle. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. We got t-shirts, sweatshirts, and you should see the beanies. I don't have my beanie. I got winter beanie hats as well. We're gonna have a lot of fun this year, Mark. We got the International Builders Show, and we will be IRL streaming while we're there this year. What's IRL streaming, Mark? Do you know?
I do. That means that you harness multiple networks all at once, and you could walk with a backpack on. You're like an astronaut walking down the aisle, and you got all the signals popping, and it's going to stream right to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn,
And Twitch.
and Twitch.
Yep. Hey, and listen, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, there it is below. Make sure you subscribe because a lot of our IRL streaming will be on YouTube. So you got to hit that little bell button so you know when we go live. We are going to be walking through the venue from the moment I leave my hotel door, maybe, or after I get out of the elevator, because it is Wi-Fi. We're going to take you on the journey. You're going to get the inside look to see what's happening at the International Builders Show from my doorstep to the show itself and a lot of behind the scenes. And we'll be doing our regularly broadcast show at 1 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you tune in for that. We're going to have a lot of fun. But first, we're going to have a lot of fun today, Mark. What do we got going on today?
Oh man, we've got a Brett, we've got a Debbie, and we've got a Ty. I mean, it's a great Friday when you can have three professionals come together. And this is what I would like everyone to do is go into the comment section and connect with Brett and connect with Debbie and connect with Ty. And then look at what Jennifer posts because she's showing you all the great things that is going on. So happy Friday to Jennifer and all that's going on there.
Yeah, let's jump into it, Mark. We got a show today. We're going to go about 30 minutes. Then we're going to have some Q&A. Then we're going to have coffee with Dave tomorrow. I'm going to do some testing with my new IRL equipment to see if you like it. But first, we got to have all these famous people on the show. We got a lot of famous people joining us today. Why don't we start off with the most famous of the Dave Cooper Live Show, because he's been on several times. The one, the only, the Green Guru. I feel like we're WWF. We got the Green Guru, Brett Little. What's happening, Brett?
Hey, everyone. Hey, Dave. Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
Yep, good to see you as well. And next up, we got Debbie Coleman, who is ready for Mardi Gras, who has her mask and has her Mardi Gras stuff. You got to watch out because she might bring some voodoo to today's show. What is happening, Debbie? Welcome to the show.
Oh, just trying to get psyched up for Mardi Gras down here on the Gulf Coast area between Mobile and New Orleans. Wherever you go, the parades are starting, the balls are rolling. Mobile, we have our moon pies we throw. Anyway, just getting very psyched up for Mardi Gras season. And I hope that there's some sunshine outside and everybody there.
I could go for some jambalaya. I love New Orleans food. It is like a mecca for like fusion style food of all the different I guess ethnicities that have come together over the years. All right, well we're not done yet. We got the math guy. See all those numbers and equations on the screen? Well, guess what? Ty Newell is working all of that out for us because I don't have a clue what it means. Ty, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm coming to you from Urbana, Illinois, and we're snowed in. So I'm just kicking back with some coffee and looking forward to the show.
Snow. I'm wearing short sleeves, Mark. I'm down in South Carolina, and I think it's like 75, 80 degrees today. Sorry, Ty. It's a little warmer here. All right, Mark, Beautiful. Kick us off, man. We got a lot to get through today.
This is perfect. Debbie, Brett, Ty, welcome. So fresh air and sunshine, right? It's something we picked the title for a reason, because like Ty and like Brett, there's 4, 6, 8, 18 inches of snow on the ground, right? And we want that reminder that we enjoy fresh air and we enjoy sunshine. And we have the reminder that we're in our buildings a lot, statistically more than you could ever imagine. So guess what? Not only do our buildings like fresh air and sunshine, but we do when we're in our buildings. So that's why we have these experts on. And that's why we're talking about it in wintertime. There's no better time to plan for a happy building than when you're in the building.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? And we've all been in our buildings a lot over the last year and a half, almost 2 years. We know what it smells like or doesn't smell like, but we don't know what toxins are in the air. That's the problem. And we don't know how those toxins are affecting us, our kids, in our well-being. Maybe not today, but in the longevity of your lifetime, right? The dividends of longevity is what my grandfather always said. That's what you got to be concerned with. So it's kind of like putting sunscreen on today so you don't have cancer tomorrow. That's the way it goes. I just made that up. That was pretty good, right, Brett?
Great.
That is good.
So how about you cook us off, Brett? There's an area in our house that that's often used for cooking, right? Preparing meals. And to some folks, it's been very used to having kind of a gas stove, right? And then if you're fortunate, you also have maybe a fan above that. So there's been a lot of technology innovations over the years, and you've been involved in many projects as well as your personal home there, Brett. So you want to kick us off with fresh air in our kitchens?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing when we go into homes and then inspect them and audit them, what is going on. And we're finding, when we find gas stoves, a lot of them are failing in the sense that they're leaking gas or PM 2.5, which gets deep into your lungs and can be carcinogenic or cause other problems. Or they're, leaking potentially carbon monoxide. And then also methane. So they're wasting energy. A new study came out about how much methane might be leaking out of gas stoves. And so a lot of nasty stuff coming into our kitchens, and a lot of range hoods we find not installed or improperly installed and not functioning. So just starting there, getting gas stoves fixed so they're not leaking, getting range hoods properly vented, and just starting there so you can ensure at least you have a safer kitchen. And then, of course, moving more towards electrification. So electric stoves, induction, crock pot, sous vide, cooking a different way. That's going to right off the bat just reduce both energy, carbon emissions, and, improve the health in our kitchens as well. And it's a little bit different cooking, but it's something, I think it's worth getting used to and trying out. And so, from there, the question might be, what's going on in our kitchens? And so that's why I get excited about some of these new air quality monitors and sensors that can detect this pollution and inform us on what we might need to do. Turn your range hood on, or open your window up, or at least just be aware that, hey, there's an issue in your house and maybe you didn't realize it from your stove. And so it's just great to see that these devices are coming out, and they're getting cheaper and more accessible, and people can at least be informed. It's kind of like Dave just said, the sunscreen approach to making sure you don't get cancer later.
Love that. And, we still get to smell the beautiful food we're cooking, right? We still get to enjoy the beautiful food we're making. And guess what? There's a lot of dishes that are actually cooking faster, right? So more free time means more time to work on those solar panels.
Yeah. And isn't it true that a lot of the really high-end chefs around the world have gone to electric and induction style cooking?
I think so. I think that we're starting to see the evolution of what we call the electric chef. We just had one on the show. It was the first show of our webinar series in January. Guy down in Pennsylvania, and he's actually been nominated for Pennsylvania's top chef. I haven't checked to see if he won yet, but he's an electric chef. And so we're seeing more of these folks pop up, make these commitments, make these transitions. It's for the health of their workers, quite frankly. So
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, Brett. So you're definitely no stranger to the show. Let's give a quick shout out to here, Debbie Coleman. Debbie, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to, and then Ty will come to you, and then we're going to wrap this whole conversation back together with Brett and Mark. So go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your day. I hope it's not just a BS for building science, but I hope it's a brilliant sunshine day out there for you. And if it's not,
that's a new one.
Yeah, I saw the BS, and that's immediately what I thought today was about. But anyway, if the brilliant sunshine is not outside your window today, then I like to think of it as absent makes the heart grow fonder. So when it does show up, you're going to be that more excited about it. So anyway, I'm an architect that loves the sun. I also love the outdoors, and I love the sky. And I love being out in nature, and the sun is such an important part in all of nature that it's just something I want to bring into the house. Yeah, I mainly specialize in residential design for clients throughout the U.S. I've lived in a lot of different climates. I think I have a good grasp of them all, but the main thing is to think about the sun in relation to your rooms in your house. So I'm starting to ramble, and I just like to say that I'm passionate about the sun, and I'm anxious to share my thoughts on it.
I was hoping you were going to keep going, because the rooms in your house, I haven't heard that approach. I'd love to hear more.
Well, shall I keep going now? I mean,
oh, Debbie, do entertain us. Come on. Let's hear it.
Okay, all right. Well, it starts out when I start working with clients. Actually, in my book, I have this little image that's a little person that's pregnant, but that's a house in there. So my thought is, this is kind of around the way back to your question about tell me about the sun, that I feel like I am kind of like a midwife, that when a client comes to me, that their thoughts are in them, that's in their heart, what they want in the house. And it's my job to get that out of them, to help them get it out, help them get the ideas out. I have a questionnaire where I ask all kinds of questions, and not just about the sun. People come to me because they want homes that are warm and sunny and bright out, but they still have all these other needs that need to be met. And I want to make sure I address all of them in addition to the sun. So the first thing I might do is say, you know, where is your land? Where does the road come in? Where does the sun rise and set in summer, in winter? In summer, it's going to rise and set much more to the north. In the summer, in the winter, it's going to be mostly in the south.
Hey,
So,
Debbie, when you ask those questions, does anyone have the answer?
well, the questions I ask are usually, they're very scientific. Yeah.
I kind of said that rhetorically, but it's the question to ask, because that's why they're talking to you, because they're not aware of that, and
Right.
you're surveying, right, the land, the house, and the direction of the sun, and it's brilliant. And so now they can't forget that you asked them to think of that, right? And then
Yeah,
the deeper
true.
dive happens,
That's right.
which is
Right.
perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to pause on sunshine, and Ty had his hand up because it's your turn, buddy. Talk about deeper dives.
I'm pretty much a broken record for as long as I can remember. I mean, I'm just, whether it's genetic or cultural upbringing or both, but I've just felt like we've had the pedal to the floor and we're heading toward a brick wall at 100 miles an hour. And so I've always been driven to figure out how we live on our daily allowance of sunshine. And I'm coming to you from a 0+ house we built in 2010. Where I work, our company Build Equinox is in a net zero 4,500 square foot Morton building. You know, not anything to really look at, but you know, with the right heat pumps, the right insulation, and enough solar, about 8.5 kilowatts of solar PV, and that's net zero. And so, you know, that's where I'm coming from. and today everything's economical. If you have great architects like Debbie, who I follow her website and has wonderful designs, you can have economical, you can have aesthetics, and you can have form and function all together. And so now our focus over the past dozen years or more has been on air quality. That's really where we're lacking. And ASHRAE standards, they ain't healthy. They're odor-based standards. They're not health-based. And so we've been working at our company, but with many others, to try to resolve that. ASHRAE understands it has a problem. They just, as a big institution, they move with the agility of an oil tanker. They just cannot get to where they need to be. And so we're moving others to that, and then they'll catch up. EPA will catch up, and others.
Ty, if they're moving like an oil tanker, can we instead have it be an electrified semi?
Yeah.
Would that be fair? Have a Tesla tank?
Yeah. I know. They move with that. Why their standards, for example, rate a house with gas cooking, its ventilation needs the same as an all electric home like this one, I don't know. They know it's not healthy. It's just tough with all the manufacturer and other interests lobbying them to not take the steps that are needed. It's difficult. And I'm a longtime ASHRAE member. I think it's one of the best societies out there. It's critical for our health and safety. And I'm a proud member and have been as a young engineer. Is important for my career. And now it's very valuable. Whether they want to ostracize me or kick me out, but I've got lots of buddies on the committees there, and it's a standard. It's not the people.
Yeah. It's an interesting point, and we do acknowledge ASHRAE for being there. We need to set a standard, but you pointed something really clear. It resonated for me, was that when the standards were created, we certainly needed them. But we've had such advancements in our building envelopes changing. We've had such advancements in our appliances, right? And so now these ventilation requirements are not so much applicable to the way that the appliances are all electric and non-combusting. So we can have some modifications coming, and we know that's the evolution of code. It changes based on invention, right? Based on need.
Yeah. And that, when we built this home, it's built within city limits. And the reason for that, among other things, was so that we wanted it inspected. Now, I'm fortunate that that when I went into the inspectors, our community is recognizes the value of leading technology. We're in a university town. But when I said, okay, I want to do this on my heating cooling system, they go, well, you're going to need an engineer to stamp that. So I go, all right. And then I wanted to put in a rainwater system. So we're the first home within Illinois to get State Department of Public Health to allow us to use rainwater within the house. They go, well, you need a PE to stamp that. I go, okay, what's next? When I wanted to put in a computerized electrical distribution panel that had arc fault detection and ground fault detection, they go, well, you're going to need an engineer. And finally, they got tired of it. They understood that, here's the things I wanted to do. Here's the background on it. And so now what's been great is we've had several thousand people through our house, and I'm seeing other people walk through and go, boy, that's just a 2,000 square foot ranch. I think I could build a house that way. And so it's like a virus, it starts spreading in communities as they see people doing it.
Jump in, Debbie. I see you're ready.
Yeah, I got my finger up here. It's like I want to say something. Ty, I love hearing about your house, and I've sat in on different sessions where you talked about it and done and given information. But do you have it on the National Solar Tour that happens every year in the fall? Are you a part of that?
We have been, and we haven't been in the last few years, but we do have a number of other homes around the community. And I still have groups of students. Some of my faculty colleagues at the University of Illinois regularly bring students in the community college. So people do get a hold of us, and then yeah. So we try to spread the word.
Have you been there before, Brett?
Have I done it before?
Have you been down to Ty's house?
No. We keep talking about it, and I think we're getting closer. Maybe this coming summer or something, right?
Yeah. I think all five of us, or all four of us, should converge on Ty's and all bring our cameras. And then we need to find that special room that has those rubber stamps that can stamp all the edges.
I know who I'm calling. I know who I'm calling now. I'm like, I know somebody with that stamp. I'll be right back. You take them digitally?
That's right. And I love that question, Debbie. So I think we could put Brett on the spot. Now you could be on the solar tour now, right?
Well, I was indirectly, right? So this past year when it went kind of virtual, we had a panel and I got to talk a little bit at my house. So thanks for Debbie for lining that up and having us out.
Yeah, so my thought is, so this is, instead of raising a finger, I figured I would just raise the fleur-de-lis to say I'd like to speak, but anyway. I would like to mention for everybody to put on their calendar this first week in October, which is the National Solar Tour. Thousands of homes will be showcased throughout the U.S. It's the largest grassroots event. Typically, they've been in person. Then 2 years ago, they were all virtual. This last year, they were hybrid. They have passive solar, active solar, large scale, small scale. And there's a lot of people that might like to be on the show and talk about their house. People are passionate about it.
Well,
so how do they do that?
September, Debbie, is a great sunshine month. So, Dave, it sounds like a kickoff show to the October solar tour, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm curious. How do you grassroots a tour across the U.S. and on these houses? So is it all just local tours that are happening, or how does that all come together? Or is there a virtual aspect to this is my first question. And then my second question is, a lot of the students at the universities do these solar decathlons. Is some of that part of this as well?
Absolutely, yes. So some of the decathlons, they may choose to be in the on the tours, but generally, and I think the webinars are getting ready to start within the next month. If somebody says, hey, I have a house I'd like to showcase, or hey, my neighbor has, but they're kind of shy, nationalsolartour.org. You can go there, get on their email list. And this is part of the American Solar Energy Society. It's one of their big projects that they do every year. And so they have it very organized. They send out informational packages. They send out yard signs. But the virtual part, people individually, based on these guidelines, are creating their own videos, which is a fairly loose standard. As long as you're talking about the house and educating, then when you go virtual, you're actually uploading a video you already have. So it doesn't have to be recreating the wheel. That's what I like about it. You're pulling information that's already there. So Dave, if you had somebody talking about a solar house, and Mark, if you had just network, talk to those people, say, go and sign up. And, you know, that's the virtual part. The in-person part might be having 30 people show up at your house and you're walking around, and you can choose if you want it just outside or inside and outside. You want to serve food, if you want to have a crawfish boil. Wait, no, that's the wrong season for crawfish. But anyway.
Yeah, why not? I think crawfish can be boiled in October too, Debbie. So let me understand, this year, is it hybrid as well?
Yes, it will be hybrid this year.
It is.
All right.
That's exciting.
Perfect.
I love it.
This is great.
Speaking of solar decathlon, here's I was an advisor with the 2007 University of Illinois, but we've been in about 6 decathlons, and it's a great, if you've got solar decathlon homes in your community, great opportunity to see some students are willing to try anything. And so, for example, this home I don't know which way I'm pointing here. In 2007, we were the first solar decathlon home with a heat pump water heater. We built it ourselves. Of course, it broke. Worked great in the lab. In the decathlon, it broke, and we came in dead last in hot water. But we were right. Heat pump water heaters is where it's going, and so you'll see a lot of great technologies as they're just entering the market. And
we have a comment section up from Matt. Matt's a regular on the show. He's a teacher in Taylorville, and he says, "Ty, I'm in Taylorville, not too far from you, 30 minutes south of Springfield." Well, Matt, last night was one of the few nights I didn't talk to you on the phone, and it's because I was on the phone with Ty talking about your project. Ty's aware of it, and he's gonna come over there next time I'm over by you, and we'll sit down for a spell and talk things through.
Yeah, and for sure. Hey, if you don't know Matt Bloomquist and his students, they will be at the International Builders Show unless something has changed. I doubt it has. So you definitely want to go check them out and make sure you support the students. There's a big student gathering that's happening down there at the International Builders Show, and these students are doing some amazing things, especially Matt's students in high school. So it's high school, college, and what have you. So well done, Matt. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Matt's going to be on our Net Zero Conference webinar on March 30th too. So he's one of our panelists. So
March 30th.
And as an educator, let me say the number one thing in sustainability is education. Teaching that next generation, and we need to get back to what Taylorville's doing. We've lost so much of our vocational education, training our trades, and our local high school used to build a house every year, and that went by the wayside as people thought, oh, we don't need that so much. We need to get that back because that's our future.
That's a fast forward, right? We're not going back. We're going fast forward, because most of those classrooms have been defunct, and teachers go through cycles. So it's going to be part of the industry's job to jump in as leaders to help that out, because we can't wait for teachers to fall into that spot. We have to have experienced individuals to come into that spot. A lot of colleges are set up that way. They can take people from professions, and I've enjoyed that sort of academia. The part that I liked, each of you touched on it, is how you've interacted and how you follow one another regularly. So Brett puts on tons of courses, endless continuing ed courses that we need to learn from. And Debbie was explaining that she follows them. And then in speaking with Ty, he was saying how he follows Debbie, and it's a lot of great interaction. And so I ask everyone in the audience to connect, if you haven't already, with Brett, with Ty, and with Debbie, because these conversations are going to keep going, and we're going to have, I believe, I'm thinking to have each of you back on a show, but separately with other people from your specific professions, so we can get into a little technical dive on each. Make sense, Dave?
Yeah, it does. And all right, so Mark, you made one critical error in your comments there. Would you like me to correct you?
I'll take it.
You said Brett Little does a ton of content, and that's an understatement.
Okay.
Does. A ton wasn't enough.
He does tons of tons.
Yeah. And they're super high quality too. They really are.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, this is, I mean, we got a lot of people commenting in the audience, and I think this is so important for people out there, Mark, because like everybody's saying, Brett obviously does a ton of content. There's a ton of education out there. The information is there. You just need to look for it or join BS Friday or pass the information around, because what Brett Little's doing, what Debbie's doing, and she's bringing sunshine to everybody's homes. I love it. Right. In Ty's got the stamp that we all need to, get things approved through the zoning department and building departments, especially when you're doing something the right way, not to the standard code. And that's the difference when I say about the stamp. Ty is doing things the right way, not trying to pass something below code. He's trying to pass something that makes it better. And I think this is what's important about the show. Even though we're all in different parts of the world, I'm on a soapbox. Did you notice, Mark? Even though we're in all different parts of
yeah, if I had the control button, Dave, I'd put you a big screen so all of us could go to, get some coffee and come back.
Oh, here, let me help you out there. All right, so if I had my way, Mark, I think everybody on this panel and everybody that's out there watching, you need to network with everybody here, because this is how we grow, and this is how you resolve your problems, no matter where you are in the country, by reaching out to people that know it, and they'll help you with it. And I think that's the value. And this is what we're trying to point out in the show. Not every show is about technicality, but it is about connecting.
Yep.
I'm done.
So there's a hashtag out there. And when you all go to IBS, those that are there, you're going to see Matt Bloomquist and it says student built. And, the more the industry professions, that the people that carry this forward, like each of you and the folks in the audience, the more we support that, that helps the legacy happen. Because we're all used to those programs when we were going through. And so Student Built is amazing. And I think you're going to see a lot of talk on it. I was laughing at your hat, Dave, because everyone at IBS already knows you. They see Dave Cooper, and now the hat is that friendly reminder. It looks good, by the
way. Hey, listen, they just showed up this morning. I was all excited, because of all the delays. So that's why the sticker's still on it. But we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff at the International Builder Show. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Brett and Ty and Debbie, I hope you subscribe to the YouTube and ring that bell. It would be great to have you tune in and chime. If I can do this live, I'm going to have the chat going up on the side as well, Mark, if I can figure out how that works. Backpack streaming is a lot different than doing it at a computer with a hard wire. So, but we're going to get it going. We're going to have fun. Mark, why don't we say a couple shout outs to some people that are in the audience? What do you think?
I'm all set.
I don't have my Bob Kelly glass today. Sorry, Bob. I'm drinking from this silicone environmentally friendly. I think it's environmentally friendly. I don't know. They don't break in a motorhome. That's the beauty of these. So Bob Kelly says we're starting to lose more information than we are passing on. In addition, restricting the borders is holding back a lot of talent willing to work. Yeah.
Well, you know what I say, Bob, where there's a Willie, there's a way. So it'll work, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead. Take that one, Mark.
Yeah. So Andrew Wilkinson, we have been talking, discussioning about these methods for years. Let's make this happen now. That's
an English term.
Letter now. I can't think of a better time to put capital letter now. Maybe add the emoji fire. It's perfect. Right. Thanks, Andrew. Bless your heart.
Yeah. And of course, I flashed it up earlier. Buzz Howitzers in the house. I'm telling you, Buzz, you should be like in a football stadium or on a soccer field. Like every time they introduce your name, that's a fun name to introduce. Buzz Howitzer.
By the way, Dave, I don't know if you know this, but Buzz lives around the corner from Brett. They're the mayor and the mayor's mayor of GR, Grand Rapids, USA.
Of GR, Grand Rapids, USA. Hey, we got some people tuning in.
Of the US, yeah.
Hey, Mark, guess who this
Beer
is?
City.
I'll give you one guess on who this is.
Is that Brian's wife?
No, that's my mother. That's my brother's mom.
Oh, okay.
Where's Diane? I haven't seen Diane Willie in a while.
Well, Jerry, first and foremost, You done did good. You raised a good one here. Dave's an
least with
amazing
one of
person
us.
for all of us.
I love it. Love it. Thanks for tuning in, Mom. We always appreciate the support. Now we have a guy named Anthony Mann. This is coming from YouTube, I believe from Brett Little's channel. And he says, I promise you, OSB is very disgusting. How true is that?
If it's on our channel, it's true, right?
I love it. I love it. All right.
I guess I'll add to that. Someone's got to put their hand in the hot water. Not all those OSBs are the same. So OSB, plywood and the likes, they have different perm ratings. And if you don't know what the perm rating is, or you don't know why you need to know what the perm is, that's okay. But the next step is to ask people that do. So a lot of materials are there to be purchased, but that doesn't mean they actually work well together, right?
Right.
You don't go to a Chinese restaurant expecting Italian lasagna. It would make no sense. So you go to the source of the most informed people, and then you trust them, but verify. So not all OSBs are the same. And as you change thicknesses, things will change as well. A simple test, put down 1/4 inch OSB and put down 3/4 inch OSB. Careful when you step on them, because you will go through one of them, right? So perm is different than that, but please be aware that it's not a blanket statement.
And let me mention that Vermont, which is a modular manufacturer out of Vermont, very high quality, very energy efficient. And when they built their initial homes back in 2013, they built 4 units. These are about 1,200 square foot homes, and they have our fresh air ventilation system in, which is sensing VOCs and CO2. 3 of the 4 homes they're very careful, very good material selections, no formaldehydes, special orders on things like countertops and that. One of the 4 homes kept measuring high, and we're like, man, is our sensor off or what? Why? Came out of 4 bays side by side, same techniques. Turned out that countertops in one kitchen came in damaged. They were special ordered, and they were supposed to be formaldehyde free. And they finally tracked it down to that, got in the formaldehyde free. Our sensors went back, and they were happy and said, all right, it's good air quality. And so this is real. And, of course, some people have to learn the hard way, but trust and verify is critical.
Yeah. And there's been standards for years now for no added urea formaldehyde. You'll find formaldehyde in items, but absolutely check, double check. I've got nightmare stories that we won't get into today because Dave will never make it to the show. I'll still be talking. There's another comment. This is great. It says, that's a great comment too. Gary Fleischer, the mod coach, follow the science. And I'll just leave the quote. I won't get into anything more than who said it. But trust, but verify. We have Jana's in there, and she says such a good point about plywood, OSBs. They're not the same. And as an added bonus, guess what? She's joining us on the 18th, right? 2 weeks from today. And we're going to be talking about building envelope commissioning. She does the BECX. So she's out of Iowa. We're looking forward to having you on in 2 weeks. Thank you.
So when you say commissioning, is it like a boat? Do we break a bottle of champagne over the front door or something? Or how does that work when you're doing a building envelope commissioning? Just the short version, Mark.
If you're by yourself, I suppose you could break the bottle without having a true OSHA violation, provided it's fenced off. But if there's people around, Dave, I'm sorry, we can't do it.
Well, that's all right. We can do it at night and then clean it up before the morning. All right, Jason LaFleur in the house. Turnout at IBS will be interesting, he says. ASHRA session attendance this week was pretty good, but trade show floor traffic was low. Return of the trade show will be interesting in a hybrid and hopefully endemic world. You know, we covered BCMC, and it was an amazing trade show, and that's going back, 4 months now. And the difference was people showed up, but they showed up with their wallets. They were ready to do business with people and look for new product, buy new machines. So I'm going to get back to, I'm going to go over the quality of the attendees versus the quantity of the attendees may start playing a role in how this moves forward. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was at the Midwest Building Science Symposium. We've spoke about that. And people put their butts in the chair at 8:30 in the morning, and they didn't even drink the free beer. There was 52 free beers. No one drank them because they didn't want to have to get up to go to the washroom and miss a presentation. And Jason, Dave's going to be walking the show, and you'll have surprise footage Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. So for those of you that for whatever reason you're unable to go to IBS, you could still see it through what Dave and Jennifer are bringing. They have the all access press to do it, and
press pass.
This way we can. I'm sorry.
I said press pass.
Press pass. Okay, I don't know what I said, but yeah. So Dave, we're a few minutes into the end of the hour. You want some recaps with everyone here, brother?
Yeah, let's do a couple recaps and then we'll close it out in 3 minutes. What do you think?
So Ty, Debbie, Brett, we're going to split you guys up in the future and have you come back with friends of yours for panel discussions. But Ty, we want to, I think, go to you first. There's one or two things that you could leave people with to think about and to always have at front of mind when thinking about people and buildings. Right. Give it to us.
And so, our main thing is, never sacrifice air quality for energy. I've worked in energy my whole career, but air quality and our health and well-being is number one. That's the objective of a house. Keep us healthy, keep us comfortable, but do it in an energy efficient, sustainable manner.
I love that. Never sacrifice air quality. I love it. That's a great one. That's a good quote. That is a t-shirt, by the way.
I think it's almost as powerful as your rubber stamps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost. It's close.
Sure thing.
Debbie, you wanna follow up, and Brett, you'll box us in at the end.
Bring us some brilliant sunshine, Debbie. We're waiting.
Okay. And don't forget about the solar cat. Cats are so smart. They love the sun. So what I would like to just leave everybody with is don't be afraid to invite the sun into your house, into your party, into your life. And don't forget that when the sun comes in, it is bringing its building science partner, the heat. And if that is done properly, the sun naturally can provide 20 to 90% of the home's heating needs. So just don't be afraid of it. There's ways to keep it out from overheating in summer. So welcome it in, and the more heat that comes in naturally is less heat that needs to be created mechanically through heat pumps. So you can use smaller photovoltaic systems if the natural heat of the sun supplies more of the building's heat.
I can picture Jennifer in the background. Debbie, you haven't met her yet, but we always have these lists of good quotes and good t-shirts, and both you and Ty just gave a list. Jennifer's page is full. Brett, you can actually say something horrible, won't matter because we got all the best quotes.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see you later, Brett. Good having you on the show today.
Actually, also, Brett, can you just, besides what you were going to say, can you also include people on what's coming up with this great, I think it's the 3rd annual Net Zero.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. And I just, I want to challenge every builder, architect, remodeler, HVAC out there who's doing or claiming to do healthy homes these air quality monitoring systems are coming down in price. Here's one right behind me. I've got a few I'm testing out, and leave one with your client. Leave it behind and prove to them that it's actually working. And if something's not working, figure out what the issue is. Going back to what Ty was saying with some formaldehyde issues. We can do this. There's no reason we can't do it. We can prove homes are healthy, make people feel comfortable. And when we're doing that, we need to educate our workforce, our up and coming workforce, about that. And so that's what we're doing on March 30th. We're having our now 4th annual residential net zero energy conference, all online, virtual at noon Eastern. And it's all going to be about workforce development. We're going to have high school, we're going to have post-secondary, we're going to have state, and we're going to have electric union worker discussion, how we solve these issues, how we get people back into the workforce, and working on decarbonization and health. So please come on out and join us, and it's completely free too. So
love it, love it, love it. Awesome. Mark?
I want to thank you, each of you, for being here and for being open to coming back. Dave and I are really excited to have small panel discussions. It's working really great. It's increased the collaboration of our networks, and that's what we wanted. We wanted folks to get the person, the product, the process they need for their success. So it's because of the work that you lay out that it causes other people to do it. I'm excited for IBS next week. I'm excited for a net zero by the industry, for the industry in Grand Rapids. It's not put on by someone that doesn't know what they're doing. It's put on by a real group. I can't stress that enough. You can find education out there that won't educate you. And you could find professionals out there that are moving it forward. That's why we handpick people. We want people that are credible. It's not people out of a phone book, because I don't even own a phone book, right? So Dave, I'm excited for IBS, and I'm excited for the industry, and happy Friday, y'all.
Yeah, happy Friday. So listen, everybody, make sure you tune in tomorrow morning. I'm going to be testing some of my gear walking around the sunshine of South Carolina in a RV park. So you'll get to see what we get to live with every day on the road when we're traveling this country. So tune in. We'll try and have a conversation the best we can. The delay will be a little bit more, but next week, bear with us, because we will be going live multiple times a day. We're going to try and keep with our Monday and Wednesday show as planned, and Friday show. But we will be going live. So go and hit that YouTube subscribe button and hit that bell so you get notified when that happens. You're not going to want to miss some of this behind the scenes stuff. We're going to be catching Ben Bogey from Fine Home Building and some others. We got a bunch of people lined up that have big followings or work for editorial magazines. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to do it. Mark, thank you so much for pulling this together. Debbie, I love the brilliant sunshine. Ty, I'll wait for those math equations to show up in my inbox. And Brett Little, you just keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing that air quality, because we can't live without it anymore. It's time to build it better, as we say. Hashtag build it better. Thanks, everybody. You guys stay right there. We'll come back to the For You once the outro is over. Bye now.
Bye.